Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Arsenal just beat Slavia Prague away from home in the Champions League 3-0. Sorry, 3-0. We beat them, and it was a weird game, you know. It was a weird game. Let me break it down for you guys. And let's go in chronicle order. Let's discuss everything that needs to be discussed. But before we go any further, also make sure you guys do hit that like button. Do hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you guys want some affordable jerseys for quite cheap, they might not be the real thing, but they're about £25 each, and you can get them for very cheap on okjersey.com. Check it out and use the code EGAL to get a discount. But before we go any further, let's get into the match reaction. Arsenal have just won their fourth Champions League game in a row, with 11 goals scored in those games and 0 goals conceded. We are top of the Champions League group, and we are looking and sitting pretty, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is Arsenal right here. Oh, Bayern just scored versus PSG and went ahead of us. But Arsenal, 11 goals scored, 0 conceded, 4 wins. Good performance overall versus Slavia Prague. And this was a team that was slightly rotated due to the fact that we did not have Victor Gyökeres. But as you can see right there, the man like Mikel Merino bags himself a brace. And you know the crazy thing about Mikel Merino? He already has 10 goals for Arsenal Football Club. That's his 10th goal for Arsenal Football Club in his time at the club. Can you believe it? He scored 9 goals last season, and he already scored 1 for us. So that's 10 goals already for Arsenal. And this is a man who's played as a backup striker. Whenever he's played as a backup striker, he's delivered. Today, man of the match performance, 2 goals. He pretty much lost almost all his duels, but it didn't matter. When we needed something, he got there, and he got the goddamn goal. Shout out to Mikel Merino every single time, and twice on Tuesday. Honestly, I am impressed with the ability this man has to find the net. The ability this man has to find the net is a skill set that a lot of players do not have, and you got to give him a lot of credit. Fair play to him, and fair play to the rest of the team for their performance overall. As for the game itself, we did score. Mikel Merino scored the second and third goal. There was another goal before that. And before we get on to every single goal and how it was scored, let me just say, we don't only score from set pieces, we get penalties from set pieces also. We do. We get ourselves some penalties from the set pieces also. And just to show you guys what I'm talking about, there was apparently a handball in the lead up to the penalty, which led to the penalty. I mean, it was a set piece, and this player here put his hand up, and boom. So Gabriel, header onto the player's hand, boom, penalty. You know who puts it away? No other than Bukayo Saka takes the chance, and Bukayo Saka scores 1-0, 31st minute, game done, buried. But to be fair, they gave us a little bit of a tough time. Mikel Merino got some sloppy yellows. We were getting some sloppy yellows left, right, and center, and it was integral that Declan Rice didn't get a yellow with all the stuff that was going on. But luckily for him, he didn't get a yellow. But Hincapié's Hincapié was the main man that I needed to see his performance today, because everybody else I kind of knew what they bring to the table. Hincapié was kind of calm, cool, collective, even though this ogre next to him, 6'7" giant, was always on his case. But Hincapié was fine. Hincapié had himself a calm, cool, collective day, and we come out of that first half with the win, with the goal, and we quickly scored the second goal, by the way. Mikel Merino scored that second goal literally a minute back into halftime. The game was done and buried after 2 minutes. We didn't have to stress ourselves from there. And then Arteta then started making some substitutions, and quickly before he made those substitutions, Declan Rice sprays the ball out, and then boom, Mikel Merino gets his brace. And by the way, as I'm talking about Mikel Merino's goal, you see who he's giving the high five to? He's giving the high five to Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard is extremely underrated in this team. In case you guys don't know, he's the player with the most GA in this team this season. This season, he has the most GA. He has 6 GA. He has 6 goals. Sorry, he has 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 assists. I'm pretty sure that's up there with the most in the league. in our team right now. So fair play to him. He's been producing consistently across the Premier League and in the Champions League, and it's kind of going under the radar. So shout out to him. And then obviously later on in the show, in the game, we make a little bit of a record. Max Dowman is now the youngest ever player to play in the Champions League. Wow, 15 years old. There's the likes of Yamal, so many other people who've been young have been in this league before, but Max Dowman is now the youngest ever player to play in the Champions League at the age of 15. Fair play to him. What a record. And hopefully he continues to smash it. As for the overall performances of the players, let's get into those and let's do some player ratings before we get out of here. But I will also say it was great to see that the boys kept a clean sheet. It was great to see that we got to keep the clean sheet, and the clean sheet record continues. Now, in case you don't know, Arsenal are now on a record. What is that? 8 games since the Olympiacos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, clean sheets, and we only faced 1 shot on target from Slavia Prague. I couldn't even remember what that shot on target was at this moment in time, but we utterly dominated them, even though it was a little bit of a slow first half. Second half, we put them to bed, we put them to sword, and I didn't really stress myself at all. Now, if I'm going to talk about individual performances, let's get into that. I thought Raya didn't have much to do to do the last couple of weeks, but today he had a couple of saves to be made. I think the best shot of the game was actually offside, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, overall, a good performance from him. I'm going to give him a 7. Timber 7. Saliba didn't have to do much, also 7. Gabriel, always a problem. I'm going to give him a 7. Hincapié showed out today. Fair play to Hincapié. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Declan Rice doing his job, making sure he didn't get a yellow card. Solid performance from him. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Norgard, kind of anonymous at times. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Ethan, didn't really notice him either, 6.5. Trossard, crucial assist for the second goal. Fair play to him. Give him a 7.5. Mikel Merino, I'm not going to give him a 9. I'll give him an 8. I thought he was solid. And I'm going to give, you know what? I'm going to give him an 8.5. And I'm going to give SAKA an 8 for his single goal. But yeah, Bukayo Saka, it's nice to see him back on the goal sheet doing his thing. As for the rest of the guys, Eze, really quiet, 6. Ben White, quiet, 6. Masu Skelly picked up a silly yellow card. I'll give him a 5. Max Dowman played a little bit, 6. And Anus, shout out to another youngster who's 17 years old playing for the Arsenal team in the Champions League today. Mikel Arteta making a mark, letting these youngsters get Champions League minutes also is very important for the team building and the camaraderie. But yeah, before we go any further, I'm just going to say that was another good win. Can Arsenal go on to win the Champions League? We will have to wait and see. But I'm going to leave you guys with this. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Bring me Bayern. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next time we play in the Champions League. I need Bayern Munich. I need Arsenal to whoop that ass. We need revenge. I'm sick and tired of Bayern Munich coming to the Emirates and leaving with something. This time, you're not leaving with nothing. We should have our boys ready to go. We should have Odegaard back. We should have Gyökeres back. We should have Madueke back. We should have Havertz back. We should have the cavalry back. Come that game versus you, Bayern, we're coming for your throat. Best belief. Anyways, I'll leave it there, guys. Hopefully we can go and get our next result versus Sunderland also and go into that international break comfy with a 10-game winning streak. Sorry, we currently are on a 10-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. We're currently 10 games undefeated. No, 10 games without a draw or a loss. Is that right? 1 second. Yeah, that's right. 10 games. 10-game winning streak. Fair play. Fair play to Arsenal. 10-game winning streak. Fair play. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you guys on the next one. Shout out to all the boys once again. You already know what it is. Egal Talks Football. Peace. By the way, did I really give Gabriel a 7 for that performance? He gets a 7.5. Anyways, we're out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next one. Don't know.